Every year in the United States, over 3 million women experience unplanned pregnancies, and 1.5 million abortions are performed. Often, anxious and uncertain, women faced with a pregnancy they had not intended reach out for help. Tragically, they don't all find it. Last year in Minnesota alone, 7,491 women were unable to connect with the support and resources they needed to protect their unborn child. These pregnancies ended in abortion. Elevate Life has been caring for women facing unplanned pregnancies since 1974. With the opening of the first Life Care Center near the University of Minnesota, we began a 46-year-long journey of planting new centers and helping the existing ones thrive. In the fall of 2013, a group of faith-filled individuals from Mankato approached Elevate Life seeking help in planting a pregnancy center in their community. They had recognized the lack of a safe place in their area for women facing unplanned pregnancies to find hope. After working closely with leadership from Elevate Life, Options for Women Mankato opened their doors 10 months later. We believe women facing a crisis pregnancy deserve to have all the information they need to make an informed decision. We are committed to making sure that every woman struggling with a pregnancy decision has access to the help, resources, and support she needs to choose life for her unborn child. Over these past 46 years, we have been blessed to shine the light of love into the hearts of thousands of women during their darkest moments. I'd like to share with you one such story. This is the story of a courageous young woman's triumph over the darkness. Like so many other young people from around the globe, Romance came to the United States in pursuit of higher education. Having lost her mother at the tender age of 12, leaving her family and father far behind, she finds herself unprepared for the challenges she will face. Living on her own and far away from home, engulfed by darkness, she reaches out in search of a light that will guide her safely through a stormy sea. This is the story of Romance and her unintended pregnancy.
So we started playing the game of truth and dare. The rule of the game is if you don't want to do the dare, you don't want to tell the truth, you have to drink. And the first question they asked me was, are you cheating on your boyfriend? And that was very ridiculous to me that they would ask me that question. So I decided not to answer and I took the first shot. So after I took the first shot, I was like, you know what, I'm getting out of this game. I don't want to play anymore. So I went into my room, I picked up my stuff, I was getting ready to go and study, and I picked up my can of Fanta that I had left in the living room, and then I drank it. When I started feeling like funny, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to sleep and I will just leave you guys here to play. So I was expecting him to go, and then that was the last thing I remember.
What strength and courage it must have taken for this young woman living in a strange new country to walk away from a situation she felt uncomfortable with. Sadly, sometimes even when we make the right choice, devastating things can happen. And so it was for Romance. She wakes up the following morning to find her boyfriend asleep in bed next to her. Confused and horrified, she tries to make sense of what happened the night before. Realizing she had been betrayed, she ends the relationship. Weeks later, when she discovers she is pregnant, Romance chooses to keep the news to herself, afraid of how her boyfriend might react. But then the nightmare begins. Without her permission, her friends tell him about her pregnancy. The lights begin to dim as she becomes engulfed by a terrifying darkness that isolates her.
The next day, I went for my ultrasound and I saw what he looked like. He was super small, but seeing him move and seeing his heartbeat was really a great thing to me. I went home that night. I slept with my ultrasound on my computer, and I was happy about it. He was completely against the pregnancy. He didn't want to hear anything about it. He didn't want me to send him pictures. He didn't want to know what I was doing with Options. He didn't care. He just told me, get rid of it, and that's final. We ended up having another fight where he punched me, And then he looked at me and told me, if I punch you in the stomach, would that baby die? And I was like, what kind of stupid question is that? And he's like, just answer yes or no. And I was like, yes, the baby would die. And the next thing that he just grabbed my hair, pushed me to the floor, and he started hitting my stomach. And I was like scared. I didn't know if I should shield my face or shield my stomach, which one was. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for the stomach, because it's better for me to have a broken nose than for my baby to die.
Tragically, physical abuse during pregnancy is not uncommon. Domestic violence kills more pregnant women each year than any other cause. Nearly 20% of all women experience violence during their pregnancy. These women often feel cut off from the rest of the world and are afraid that reaching out for help will only provoke more abusive behavior from their partner. Without a safe place to turn, this abuse may continue, resulting in permanent harm or even death to the unborn baby.
Every day I would come here and I would just have my little safe haven where I could just be myself without being judged, without being insulted, without anybody telling me you did bad, you're a bad person, you're pregnant, you're not married. They felt like moms to me. They felt more like friends, sisters, people I could connect with and just open up and share, and you don't have to hold back or feel like ashamed.
At Options for Women, Romance found more than just a safe place. She found a family, sisters who walked alongside her each step of her pregnancy, surrounding her with strength and love. She found a shelter from the darkness which was threatening to engulf her. As she grows in peace and strength, the precious baby she is carrying inside grows as well. Because the light was ignited in the hearts of a few individuals passionate about life, Aiden is born into a world filled with light rather than into one overshadowed by darkness. God, being his loving, faithful self, provides a home church for Romance, which leads to a husband and a father for this new family.
I would say we really have a heart to serve people together, like the same heart to serve people. That's what we want to do is really impact the world and impact people, just like Options does, one person at a time.
In my home country, Ivory Coast, I see a lot of women thinking that the only solution to a pregnancy is having an abortion because they don't want to live with the stigma. In my country, personally, I don't want to live with the stigma of being a used good. And I want to go and open Options Africa just to tell them that that's not the only way out. That you can be pregnant and still achieve most of your goals. You can be pregnant and still become someone in life. And I am a living testimony of that.
Options shows hope to people one person at a time. We've kind of gotten away from it in this country that one of the greatest blessings in life is a newborn child.
This same light has been replicated by Elevate Life in a multitude of pregnancy resource centers and clinics across Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Over the coming year, we will be embarking on an exciting new expansion initiative to make sure that every community in the Midwest has a strong and thriving pregnancy medical clinic. A medical clinic provides access to the wonder of ultrasound, allowing a woman to see her beautiful unborn child. One day, because of the way in which the light touched Romance's heart, and Options for Women will shine on the continent of Africa. When you partner with Elevate Life by becoming a prayer warrior, a volunteer, a board member, or a financial partner, you increase the light of life, helping to illuminate a world of darkness.